By age 35, you're supposed to have twice your salary invested. That's the official benchmark. The actual median American in their late 30s, around $45,000 total. Not double their salary, not even half of it. So today, the real numbers, age by age, what the benchmarks say, what people actually have, and the honest number in between. Just my personal research, not financial advice. And near the end, one weird number that means some of you could stop saving completely and still retire wealthy. Let's get into it. First, the famous benchmarks, the ones that make everyone feel broke. 1 times your salary invested by 30, 2 times by 35, 4 times by 45, 7 times by 55, 10 times by 67. For a typical income, that final number is around $800,000. Sounds reasonable to whoever wrote it in an office. Here's what those charts never mention. They describe an ideal saver who started at 22, never had a car die, never got laid off, never had kids. Real life has other plans. So when you compare your actual account to that ladder, you're not measuring your discipline. You're measuring the distance between a spreadsheet and a life. So let's do real numbers starting at 25. The benchmark says, be on your way to 1 year's salary by 30. The reality? The median American under 35 has roughly $19,000 in retirement accounts. And that's just among people who have an account at all. Millions have exactly 0. If you have anything invested at 25, you are ahead of most of the country. But here's the thing about your 20s. The balance is almost irrelevant. What matters is the habit. $100 a month started at 25 becomes around $630,000 by 65. The same 100 started at 45, 76,000. Same money, same effort. The only difference is when the clock started. Quick pause. This channel is brand new, and if calm, honest money breakdowns like this are what you want more of, the subscribe button is literally how you vote for more of them. It costs you nothing, and it tells me to keep making these. All right, back to the ladder. Now the weird number I promised. It's called your coast number, the point where compounding finishes the job without you. $25,000 invested at 25, left completely alone at historical market returns, grows to roughly $1.1 million by 65. 0 further contributions. That's not a typo. 25 grand at 25, and the market does the rest. The fine print, because I'm not selling you a dream, that million is in future dollars. In today's buying power, it's closer to $375,000. Still remarkable, but not private jet money. And it assumes average historical returns, which come with decade-long detours. The point isn't to stop saving. The point is, early dollars are simply worth more than late dollars, massively more. Age 35. The benchmark demands twice your salary. For a typical household, call it $150,000 invested. The median American between 35 and 44 actually has about $45,000. So the rule says you should have 3 times what the typical person really has. No wonder everyone quietly feels like a failure. So here's the honest 35 benchmark, the Koala version. Forget salary multiples. Ask 2 questions instead. 1. Is your investing automated every single month? 2. Is your rate above 10% of your income? If both answers are yes at 35, the math says you're on track for a comfortable retirement, no matter what today's balance shows. The habits predict the outcome. The balance just lags behind. 45. Benchmark, 4 times your salary. Median reality between 45 and 54, about $115,000, the biggest gap yet. But 45 is also where the road genuinely forks. With 20 years left, compounding still works. $115,000 left alone roughly quadruples by 65 without another dollar added. What no longer works at 45 is waiting. 55. The benchmark wants 7 times your salary. The median American between 55 and 64 has around $185,000. Scary gap? Depends what you actually need, and there's a cleaner way to know than any salary multiple. Take your real monthly expenses and multiply by 300. Spend $4,000 a month, you need $1.2 million. Spend 2.5, $750,000. Your spending sets the finish line, not your salary. Quick trap to avoid before the verdict. Whenever you see scary headlines about the average retirement account, remember, Averages get dragged up by a small number of enormous portfolios. One billionaire walks into a bar, and on average, everyone in the bar is a millionaire. Medians tell the truth. That's why every number today was a median. And if today's number stung, here's the honest playbook at any age. First, automate a monthly investment into a broad index fund, even $50, because the habit compounds before the money does. Second, grab every cent of employer match. It's an instant 100% return, and millions leave it unclaimed. Third, raise the rate by 1% every year. You'll never feel it monthly. You'll absolutely feel it in 20 years. So, the final verdict. The famous benchmarks describe a spreadsheet life nobody lives, and the real medians are 19, 45, 115, 185,000. The honest measure was never the balance, it's the direction. Automated, every month at a rising rate, started as early as your life actually allowed. Behind the myth is normal. Moving is what matters. Drop your age in the comments and I'll reply with the honest benchmark for exactly where you are, not the spreadsheet one. Thanks for watching, stay calm, stay invested, and remember, the market rewards patience. The koala knows. See you in the next one. Your Finance Koala.